Hello and welcome to another RiderCamTV video, and today you find me riding this beauty, which is a Royal Enfield 350 Classic. Now this bike, obviously made by Royal Enfield, they make loads and loads of bikes and they have done forever, but they used to make a really popular bike called the Bullet, and this one is a modern take on the Bullet. And as you'll see a little bit later, you'll see all the bits that make it look like a Bullet, with the beak on the front, and all of the styling, the rackings on the side, that replicates that old Bullet that people will remember. So they're bringing that up, and they wanted to remake it, and I think they've done a really good job. So I've been riding it quite a while now, and I think I'm slowly falling in love with another bike all over again. Which is quite strange really, because every time we ride a bike I fall in love with them. So let's wait for this traffic. So let's see what it's like on some twisties. So first things first, you're not going to be riding this bike at its full speed all the time, because it's a 350cc. So do you imagine cranking it right up to 60 or 70 instantly? This isn't going to be the bike for you. This is a more sedate, relaxing bike, but you can have lots of fun on this. So the seating position is really lovely, the seat is really comfortable, although when I first got on it I had to make sure that I was sat on the proper seat, because I couldn't work out why I was sat so far back, and I was sat on the pillion seat. So you need to be careful about that, but it's really lovely. It cups your buttocks, and we all love our buttocks to be cupped by bike seats. Makes you feel at one with the bike. My legs are at the correct angle, they're sat nicely, and the pegs are in just the right place. And the foot pegs are covered in rubber, which means that there is no vibration whatsoever going through my feet. There's no vibrations through my hands at all. It's just really, really nice. The one thing I did note is the brake pedal is almost at the same height as the peg, and the gear selector is almost at the same height as the peg on the left hand side. So one thing I did note is, obviously I haven't been riding this bike for days and days, you have to be really mindful of getting your foot underneath the gear selector to make sure that it's selected okay, but other than that it's fine. The pegs, they stick out quite far, so when you go to stop you need to make sure that you know where you're going to put your feet, either behind the pegs or by the side of the pegs so you don't catch yourself on them. But mirrors, brilliant. You can see Mark behind there, look, can get such a great view from these round mirrors, and they fit the aesthetics of the bike. Something chronic, it's amazing. Our speedo down there is in keeping with how they wanted the Bullet to be, or how the Bullet looked, and how they want this new one to be looking like. The controls are just in the right place, and just listen to that burble. You know, I'm just trickling along through the countryside. It's absolutely lovely to ride, absolutely lovely. The handlebars, not too far apart, not too close together, feel very comfortable. I'm going to change it down because we're coming up to a 60 in a sec. And all of the switch gear is in exactly the right place. I haven't even had to look to find them. So let's get into this 60 and see what it's like. Because there's no weight to this, it's as nimble as that Meteor. And what they've done is they've built this bike around the same drive chain and engine, but they've made the outskirts of that, you know, the aesthetics of the bike, they've made that into this Bullet replication. It looks really, really nice, but it's really bouncy. It handles all of the bumps really, really well, and you can flick it about. It's just brilliant. Obviously, being a naked bike, you've got a lot of the elements hitting you, but that's not a problem. You know, that's just the way one of these bikes is, one of this sort of bike is, and it's just a joy to ride. I think it's just really, really nice fun. Almost makes you feel like a gentleman when you're out riding. It's really nice. And Royal Enfield, I think, have done a spectacular job at giving youngsters like us, or even younger people, you know, true youngsters, a glimpse into the past and being able to ride these bikes that a lot of people would have taken for granted and got all that massive following on. I think it's just a classic bike made good, brought into the modern era with a lot of fun, oodles of fun, and I would love it. Could I go touring on it? 100%. Would I enjoy it every day? Yes. Would I enjoy looking at it in the garage? 100%. Absolutely lovely. Comfortable, flickable, fun. That's what I'd sum this bike up as. So let's head somewhere and we'll have a look and see what the bike is like and walk around it. Tell you a little bit about the bike, show you a little bit about the bike, and do a little bit of a talk about the bike and how I've found it when I've been riding.
Ships, I see no ships, only hard ships.
I'm pretending to be a gentleman.
Really?
Yeah, do you know why?
No idea.
Because look what I got.
I'll cut your head off.
Royal Enfield Classic 350. So some of you, I don't remember, but some of you will remember the original Bullet from Royal Enfield. So what Royal Enfield wanted to do is, because their Bullet sold so well and it was so popular, they wanted to make a new Bullet. But what they've done is they've gone one step further, I think. They've made a brand new bike in the Classic 350 in the same style as the Bullet. So you've got little distinctive things. Like, I don't see this on many other bikes. You've got a beak on the light.
A beak, you say?
You got these funny little running lights. Look, I mean, they're cool because they were on the original Bullet. The shape of it's really nice. The colour is amazing. This green, the speckles of the green and the speckles of this gold, I would say, just pop. They're just really, really lovely. I mean, you can see that shiny speckles in there all the way across. And I really, really like it. And I know I've said when I was riding, oh, I really love this bike. But I feel like a gentleman riding it because it put...
You should be in tweed or something.
Yeah, because it put...
Sherlock Holmes out.
Well, not necessarily with a Sherlock Holmes hat, but it put me in a place that I've never been. So you listen to music and you remember the first time you've heard that bit of music, it puts you in that beach mode or wherever you've heard it. This bike, the sound of the burble just popping along, put me in the position of I'm riding along, cap, just enjoying the Yorkshire Dales or Cornish Dales if that's a thing, or I'm stood there listening to it and watching somebody ride it, enjoy it, go past. It's, you know, indicative of this weather, isn't it? Lovely weather, lovely bike, lovely place. And this
Royal
fits.
Enfield have found themselves a bit of a niche.
They really have.
The salesman at Dan was talking about said they're flying out the showrooms as soon as they're buying them, they're selling them.
Yeah.
Which is pretty something, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's have a look at the seat first. Really comfortable, and again, it's like the style of the Bullet because you've got two seats, and this is like a very buttock cupping seat. I love my buttocks being cupped by seats. It's great. Who doesn't? But when I first got on it, it was really weird because I sat on it like this, and I'm thinking that's not right. I had to purposely push myself forward onto the seat. But the pegs, really good. So what they've done basically is the same sort of running train and engine as the 350 Meteor that we did quite a while ago. We'll put the link in the description at the top, or the card. But what they've done is the outsides around it are replicating the Bullet, but it's a brand new bike. I mean, how cool is that? So the pegs in the right place, and you see my legs are just the right angle, not uncomfortable. My hip wasn't popping out like some bikes that we've ridden. Really, really nice. The only thing that I had to be mindful of is these pegs, even though they got the rubber on, which stops any vibration coming through, they're really wide, and you've really got to be careful either to put your feet behind them and then not get caught on them putting your feet back up, or stand really wide apart because they're really wide and you might get your trousers caught on them. But they've even got rubber on the brake. I mean, how cool is that? It almost feels like a cross between a cruiser where you would be sat like that pressing the brake and an upright bike. Really strange. On the other side we've got the gear changer, gear selector, and that's at the same level as here. So to get your foot under, you've really got to be purposeful and put your foot under to click it in. It's a really substantial click, and it's really nice. But do you want to hear it?
Love to hear it.
Right, let's get it into neutral. Do you know, just that, everything about it is relaxing. I'll put the microphone nearer so you can hear it. No, it's just that pop, 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 pop. It's just, I mean, that is like, I can hear it now, All Creatures Great and Small theme tune playing.
I love single cylinder bikes.
That's where it puts me. It's just incredible. So come over here to the dashboard, Mark.
Do you know what I like about single cylinders?
Yeah.
When you've got all your sport bikes with like 3 or 4 cylinders, you know, and all the rest of it, you know, they're like stallions. Single cylinder, it's just a donkey in it. Load it up,
yeah,
and it'll just pop along all day.
And they love going. So we've got on here, we've got an analog speedo. The font they've chosen is really good. You can see it a mile off. Miles an hour on the outside and kilometres on the inside. Really nice, so easy to see it. And the one thing that I expect that you saw on older vehicles is it does that. This one doesn't. It's, you know, it's all new. Right hand side we've got the Royal Enfield Classic 350 emblem, and then you've got your key on the left hand side. And I just love it because it's almost like it's really old, but it's brand new. You put your key in there, and you know, so well, look at that. Oh, that's so
and you
cool.
get a digital bit as well.
Yeah.
What does a digital bit show?
Digital bit shows you the fuel, time, the mode that you're in, so you can change the modes. But what more do you want to see on the bike?
I want to show you these metal bits that hold on the front fenders.
Yeah.
Front and rear fenders. Because any of you who are old school will see these. Okay, and they'll remember that years ago you used to have a forward-facing number plate on.
Just in case you could garrote somebody.
You could slice somebody in half.
Yeah, but really, really nice. So have a look at the lights, Mark. See what the lights are like.
Okay, they're really hard to see in this light. But you've got the 2 little running lights above the headlight. There you are.
And from here, they look like they're angling off there.
I think he's got boggly eyes.
Yeah.
And you've got the headlamp, which is nice and big. He's going to do something with it now. It's not working.
Is it not?
You
Perhaps
have
I got to have it turned on.
There it is. Old school headlight with a halogen bulb in it.
How cool.
You've got your indicators, which are big, old style things. I mean, we never used to have them on old bikes.
No.
It's just really nice.
I really do like it. I really do.
What
the end.
mirrors like?
Well, the mirrors are round.
There you go.
But you can see everything you need to see. No wiggle, no vibration, just really calm, comfortable mirrors. See everything. The switch gear is really good. Although they've done something a little bit different. I haven't seen this for a while. They've got round dials. So you've got your starter and your kill switch, hazards. And then on this side, they've replicated it. So you've got your normal lights, highlights, or your flashers to pass, indicators, horn, and you've got an information button on the back to change your stuff on your screen. But when we come down to look at this beautiful bike, you've got these here as well, so you can strap stuff off. It all comes as standard. Pegs for your pillion, and a comfy seat for your pillion. Now, how cool is that? And
That looks a really comfy seat, actually.
Oh, it's so comfortable, because I ended up riding on there for a little while thinking, well, my legs are stretched out, and then I had to pull myself onto this one. And I know my backside is massive, but sometimes it's quite hard to know where you sat on the seat because there's no lump and lip there.
No buttock cupping.
No buttock cupping, yeah. But it's just really, really nice, isn't it? And the racking goes right round it. And I'm not old, well, oldish, I guess. But the Bullet, I would imagine, was one of those bikes you'd see in a film, or if you're old enough or can remember, that they used to do all the mail running in the war and that sort of stuff. But this is how I imagine that bike to look, only having seen pictures or seen it in a film. But to ride it, it's got the same characteristics of the sound that I remember from films. Just a real bomb-proof bike. And you know that I like the Meteor.
You loved it.
I really like this bike. I wouldn't have it as my main bike.
The colour scheme is gorgeous.
Oh, it's amazing. But I was saying when I was riding that if you had this as your only bike, how amazing is that? If you were fortunate to have this in the garage alongside your other bike and take this out to bike meets, out with mates, how amazing is that? Because biking isn't just about riding, it's about looking at the things as well, isn't it? And smiling and going, that's mine. Would I take this on tour? I don't see any reason why you couldn't tour. If you can put up with the wind and all of the elements hitting you on the front because it's a naked bike, why not? It's certainly comfortable enough. It'll tick along all day at 70, but it's not a bike that you get on and race to 60 or race to 70 in a split second.
So that's the problem, isn't it? People buy bikes and they compare them all to the same bike.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? You know, they get on that and they go, yeah, well, you can't do 170 miles an hour on it. Well, obviously not. It's a Royal Enfield.
You've got to put yourself in a different zone for a bike like this, because you're buying a bike because you love the style, you love the riding position, you love what the bike does, but you can apply that bike to do anything. You can commute to work on it, you can go touring on it, you can put luggage over here, you can get a whole host of different sling over and tie on luggage. I love it, really like it. And this, above any of the other bikes that we've ridden for a long time, is going to be one of these head turners. Like, what is that? This is something that looks really special, rides really specially, and there's a lot of people that will love it, I think.
So you like it then?
Nah, I love it. I really love it. I don't know. For me, the style of this is very old and I really like it. I like the Meteor style. I think it's because I like the yellow and what they've done on the one that we rode. I wouldn't discount it, but I'd have to be, you know, I'm not fortunate enough to have loads of money and loads of bikes, but I'd consider something like this. Very nice, comfortable. Put me in gentleman mode.
You have to be doing something that warrants this kind of bike at the time.
Yeah.
It's not good buying it if you're going to be, you know, driving hundreds and hundreds of miles every day, perhaps. You know, there are other bikes that would probably do that better.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I do as well. Really, really like it. So hopefully you like it. Have a look at our other videos of the bikes that we've done. Give us a massive thumbs up if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button. You would have seen all of the details of the horsepower, that's it, not sauce. All the HP, the CC and all that sort of stuff. But as you know, Mark and I are just not concerned with that. We just ride the bikes and talk about how we find them. And I really like this. For a lot of people, this is going to tick a lot of boxes. See you in the next one.